Salam Keluarga Malaysia. Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on TV2. I'm Renee Fong and you are watching Updates at Noon. Making the headlines today, fruitful returns in PM's official Qatar visit. Over 85,000 candidates to sit for SPM. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob's official visit to Qatar has been fruitful for the country, with more investment, flourishing bilateral trade and potential for collaboration in an array of sectors, namely the halal industry, Islamic banking and renewable energy. According to Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri, Putrajaya and Doha have seen a significant increase in the value of trade between the two countries, despite the world still grappling with the COVID-19 threat. The Premier said the trade value in the first 2 months of this year showed an increase of 30.9% to 610 million ringgit compared to 470 million ringgit for the same period last year.
Saya berterima kasih kerana Qatar memilih Malaysia sebagai destinasi utama pelaburannya di Asia Tenggara, khususnya di dalam projek hartanah dan sektor perkhidmatan. Sehingga hari ini nilai pelaburan Qatar di Malaysia melebihi 13.49 bilion ringgit.
Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said during his meeting with Amir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Malaysia also presented some proposals to explore investment opportunities in Qatar from Malaysian companies. Among them are the North Field Expansion Project, which spans 3 phases. The other 2 proposals were for Malaysia to be made the flight hub for Qatar Airways to fly to ASEAN countries, and for Qatar to import more palm oil from Malaysia as the alternative to sunflower oil. On another matter, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said Perbadanan Prima Malaysia, Prima, has put forward a strategic investment proposal worth 8.1 billion ringgit to the Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, to explore investment opportunities in Malaysia, especially in the housing sector.
Kerajaan Qatar telah menyatakan persetujuan untuk QIA berbincang secara lanjut dengan Prima untuk meneroka peluang-peluang pelaburan di Malaysia, khususnya dalam menyediakan lebih banyak perumahan mampu milik untuk keluarga Malaysia.
Speaking to the media at the end of his 3-day official visit to Qatar yesterday, the Prime Minister said the target given so far is to build 500,000 units of affordable homes for Keluarga Malaysia under the 12 Malaysia Plan RMK 12. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said QIA also welcomed the visit and suggestions from Prima, which were personally put forward by its chairman, Datuk Dr. Fatul Bari Mat Jaya. The usage of the mysodra application is still relevant in its function of informing its users of their contact statuses and quarantine periods. According to Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin, this is especially due to the current situation in the country, where new COVID-19 infections are still being recorded daily. He added that the application was meant to help in upholding public health and will only be discontinued once the COVID-19 situation becomes stable.
Kita belum lagi masuk ke fasa endemic, kita masuk peralihan ke fasa endemic. Endemik ini jauh lagi, kita masih lagi ada jangkitan setiap hari ribuan jangkitan. Jadi MySejahtera ini masih lagi berfungsi untuk kita memberitahu kepada pengguna MySejahtera sekiranya mereka telah menjadi kontak rapat.
Meanwhile, the Health Ministry will bring forward issues regarding the mysodra application in the Dewan Negara tomorrow. Such issues include disputes regarding the company appointed to manage the application. The country's transition to the endemic phase from 1st April does not mean that Malaysians should forget the new norms that have been practiced for over 2 years following the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking in the program Responsive, titled Transition to the Endemic Phase on TV1 last night, Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa said the people should instead continue practicing them, including personal hygiene.
Kita mula melonggarkan kawalan-kawalan pergerakan itu. Jadi apa yang penting sekarang ini ialah rakyat akan membiasakan diri mereka untuk menjalani norma-norma yang baru, tetapi dari segi aktiviti mereka akan kembali kepada aktiviti-aktiviti biasa mereka lakukan. Bukan kembali dengan cara yang lama dulu, tetapi aktiviti itu dikembalikan tetapi dengan cara dan norma yang baru.
He added that other policies and practices such as working from home and purchasing goods via online platforms can also be a way of life, even though the situation has returned to normal. On the possibility of holding the 15th general elections once the country entered the transition of the endemic phase, Tan Sri Anwar said the government has to look at it from several aspects. However, he said the process to dissolve the parliament was no small matter and needed to take into account its impact on the country, including in terms of investments, ongoing policies and economic growth. A total of 85,700 candidates will be sitting for the second session of the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM 2021 examination from 5th April to 19th May. Senior Education Minister Datuk Dr. Razzie Jidin said the candidates were those who had to undergo quarantine due to COVID-19 flood victims, as well as special cases approved by the examination board. According to the senior minister, a total of 23,885 teachers would be involved as examiners to ensure that the marking process could be done well and the examination results could be released according to the set period.
Seperti mana kita tengok sesi pertama ni 400,000 orang calon lebih ya. Sesi kedua ni 85,000. Dan 85,000 ini tidak semua akan menduduki semua kertas. Ada yang mungkin menduduki satu kertas, dia ketinggalan sewaktu dia positif atau 2 kertas ya. Dalam konteks ini pemeriksanya secara umumnya adalah pemeriksa yang sama, tapi pada masa yang sama akan ada tambahan juga pemeriksa jika terdapat keperluan. Ini lembaga peperiksaan akan buat penelitian tentang penambahan jika terdapat keperluan dalam keadaan tertentu. Apa sekalipun yang dilaksanakan, apa yang penting pemeriksa ini merupakan pakar-pakar dan dalam bidang masing-masing yang cukup terlatih dalam memastikan pemarkahan dapat dibuat dengan cukup baik.
He also said that the ministry through the examination board has decided that the examination results of over 400,000 candidates nationwide would be released simultaneously. Coming up next, MACC braces for foreign tourist influx. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) yesterday obtained a 4-day remand against a 36-year-old man in connection with a 132 million ringgit project involving an automotive institute. Magistrate Tuan Shah Wira Abdul Halim granted the remand order after the suspect was produced in court. It is learned that the suspect is a senior advisor to a company which is believed to have offered 5 million ringgit in bribes as an inducement to secure a project. MACC Special Operations Division Senior Director Datuk Tan Kang Sai confirmed the arrest and remand order. He said the suspect was arrested under Section 17, subsection A of the MACC Act 2009. The court also extended a remand order against another suspect with a Datuk title for 4 days beginning tomorrow until 2nd April. On 24th March, 9 individuals, including a Datuk, were remanded to assist in a corruption case related to a project involving an automotive institute. The same court granted a remand order of between 3 and 6 days against all 9 suspects aged between 34 and 58. 4 of them were company owners, while the other 4 suspects comprised of a medical consultant, an accountant, a company director and chief executive, as well as chief operations officer of a company. The Ministry of Arts, Tourism and Culture, MACC, has made extensive preparations to receive the arrival of foreign tourists. Its Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri said, according to studies, business tourists are expected to spend 3 times more than regular tourists.
So here we are preparing ourselves, the country is preparing ourselves for to receive our foreign tourists especially, who have been waiting to come to Malaysia. So here we are to prepare for our tourists. Because people have been asking me, how prepared is Malaysia? So these are the people who are here with us representing the country, prepare the country to receive our guests.
Speaking in a media conference after the launch of the Food and Hotel FHM Malaysia in the federal capital, she explained that 40% of business tourists will travel with companions, while 60% will return as regular tourists. In the related matter, Datuk Sri Nancy is confident that Malaysia could become a world-class exhibition hub at the Asian level through various collaborations with international exhibition companies. Over 3 million National Higher Education Fund Corporation PTPTN borrowers and 5.28 million Simpan SSPN depositors are expected to benefit from the newly launched My PTPTN mobile application. The app was in line with PTPTN's efforts to empower the organisation through digitalisation to ensure that service delivery to customers is always optimal. Higher Education Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Noraini Ahmad informed that the app integrates all facilities into one system, would ease customers' access to PTPTN. She added that the app would allow the community to access PTPTN services anytime and anywhere, conveniently and securely. Among the services provided in the application were loan statement review, loan repayment, Simpan SSPN National Education Savings Scheme, statement review and deposits. The launch of this mobile application is also a manifestation of PTPTN in ensuring the success of the national digitalization agenda. The app was the corporation's main initiative in conjunction with its 25th anniversary this year to ensure that it was on par with other financial institutions in providing the latest digital facilities. National rider Jasmine Jaafar is targeting a podium finish in the European Le Mans Series Elms race, which will start on 17th April in Le Castellet, France. Jasmine, 29, who is with Team Virage, said the target was achievable if mistakes were avoided.
I'm really looking forward. It will be a very challenging grid, 30 over cars for the LMP2 class, European Le Mans Series. So I have very strong teammates, one Gabriel from France and Rob from the US. So inshallah we will fight for a strong result. If we have all our areas covered, I don't see why not we can fight for the fight. We have the car to do it, we have the team to do it, we have the drivers to do it. It's just based on we need to deliver it.
Speaking to reporters after signing the Memorandum of Understanding MOU to develop the Technology Transfer Apprenticeship Program, TTAP, Jasmine said he will be competing in the Le Mans Prototype 2 LMP2 category at the race with French rider Gabriel Audrey and US rider Rob Hodes for a series of races in the 5 countries. Besides France, the Elms race will also take place in Italy, Spain, Belgium and Portugal. Judging from the national team's performance at the recent FAS Tri-Nation Series in Singapore, seasoned campaigner Safiq Rahim is confident that the Harimau Malaya can do well at the Asian Cup 2023 qualifiers in June. The former national skipper said the players had adjusted well to head coach Kim Pan-gon's style, although the South Korean just took over the squad 2 weeks ago.
3 friendly game di Singapura ni kita banyak pelajari benda-benda yang baru, kita banyak improve dari segi kita punya cara permainan, national team punya cara permainan. So it's a good preparation untuk national team for qualifying Asia Cup.
Pangong's squad ended their friendly matches in Singapore, which were part of their preparation for the Asian Cup 2023 qualifiers on a high note by defeating Singapore club side Albirex Niigata FC 3-0 on Monday. Earlier, the Tier 1 international friendlies, the national team beat the Philippines 2-0 on Wednesday but lost 1-2 to hosts Singapore on Saturday. In the Asian Cup 2023 qualifiers, Malaysia, ranked 154th in the world, have been drawn in Group E together with Bahrain, Turkmenistan and Bangladesh. All the matches will be played at the National Stadium, Bukit Jalil. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, Fruitful returns in PM's official Qatar visit. Tune in to News at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123. Or you can also stream the news by surfing RTM Click. I'm Renee Fong. Thanks for watching. Salam keluarga Malaysia and have a pleasant afternoon.